It's time for the Dungeon Dweebs.
So the night has passed in the town of Beaufort. You guys wake up in your beds at the tavern of the Frowning Jester. And after meeting the group downstairs for a short breakfast, Basil lets you know that they have a couple of errands to run. So you guys have about 2 hours to kill before you are going to leave for Cairnhold. You should be getting there tonight. So what would you guys like to do?
Is there a smithing nearby?
Yeah. There's a small blacksmith, in town.
I would like to see what you can do with the dragon fangs.
You make your way to the blacksmith. Open the door. Hits a little bell as you walk in, and you hear just some kind of hammering away in the back corner of the room near the forge.
Is Simon with Gil by chance?
I hope so. That's the place I wanted to rob from.
Then we'll be together for this.
You've done this before?
Oh, you want to purchase something? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll help you with that. Is there like an obnoxious bell there for
Yeah, as you guys entered the door, there was a bell that was rung, but the hammering has not stopped.
Simon does the loud, "Excuse me, can we get some service? Hello?"
The hammering stops, and you finally see... You didn't see him at first, which is a little surprising, but there's just a massive hulk of a man that is standing in the corner at an anvil, and he just kind of looks up. Welcome, travelers, I assume?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you want me to take care of this, Gil, or you want to take care of this? You do need to get used to this again. I'll be here just in case.
Gil will pull out a pouch and drop it onto the counter and show the contents of the dragon fangs he's collected.
I was wondering if you could do anything with these.
Yeah, he walks over to the counter and just kind of looks them over. Are these dragon bones?
Yeah.
Yep. It wasn't a good time, buddy.
Where did you find them?
From the body.
Don't worry too much about it. It wasn't alive per se. It was an animated object. Don't worry. You don't want to deal with that. Just, can you help my friend here or not?
Yeah. I mean, dragon bones act generally like metal, unlike normal bones. What were you looking to make?
So he's wearing hide armor right now.
Could you, by chance, make something to protect myself, or is this not enough?
I've got enough here for maybe a long sword and a short sword. Good bundle of arrows. Not exactly that much for armor. It's usually a bit of a heftier load.
Then are you able to do a bundle of arrows and a couple of daggers?
That depends fully on how much time you have.
How long are we here for, Simon?
We are only here for 2 hours, good sir. We're stopping by and we're going to keep going through our journey. So I'm hoping you can at least help us out here.
Yeah, I mean, 2 hours. I can probably turn half into arrows and make 2 daggers.
That'd be much appreciated.
How much is the damages for this, sir?
Considering you're providing materials, call it 10 gold.
10 gold? Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Sounds great. That's quite a better deal than I expected, honestly.
Gil will fork over the 10 gold.
I have a question for you, my good man. Do you have anything of a good piece for me? I've lost my whip. It was a very nice whip. By any chance you got anything a above the normal stuff you have out here. I am willing to pay for this.
Yeah, I have a couple things that I've had stored away for a while. Not too many people with much money come around through this town.
No, I understand that part. But also, a weird request. How do you feel of armor for children? Specifically of yay heights and one young adult.
I could probably make a few adjustments to some halfling armor I have.
Thank you. We have some orphans, and well, they're starting their lives a little early in this field of work. So it's complicated, man. Just don't question it right now.
I'm not going to.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, if you can bring them by for measurements, that would probably be for the best.
All right. Perfect. Can I see your what you have so far? I'm very curious.
Yeah, of course. And he kind of goes back to a chest and waves you over. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for an enchanted weapon, good sir. I would like it if it's dex based, but I'll live with what's there.
Yes. So inside of the chest, you see 2 items. The first of which is a kind of misty orb. It looks like it's kind of carved out of maybe some blue quartz or something.
Mm-hmm.
It seems almost animated. It's very, very interesting. You haven't really seen anything like it before.
Okay.
And then the other one is a long sword with where the pommel is the head of a duck.
God damn it! I will check out both items with I'll rephrase that. I'm going to pull up my sleeves and be very much an appraiser, and I will cast the identify spell on both of these things.
Which one would you like to identify first?
I feel like the one with the duck pommel is calling to me for some reason.
Ah, yes, the identify spell. What you're holding is the Quacksilver Blade. While attuned to this blade, you can understand ducks and geese, and they can understand you if you make duck noises. This has been a use of the identify spell.
Simon's just gonna look at this thing and it's just like, what? It's enchanted. He looks at the blacksmith. May I?
Bad prank a couple of years ago. Figured I'd keep it around.
It's a good blade. I'm very angry that it's a good blade. He just grabs it, pulls it. Is it sheathed or not sheathed? Just curious.
It is sheathed, yeah.
He's gonna pull out the sheath, and he'll just do some test swings on it, like make sure not hitting nobody, of course, but just testing it.
Yeah, it's very well balanced, and as you swing it around, it kind of you hear like some wings flapping.
Okay. And what does the orb do?
Yeah, you cast Identify on the orb. Ah, yes, the Identify spell. What you're holding is the Runic Orb. The orb has 6 charges and regains all charges at dawn. Using each power takes 1 charge. The runes on this one are Blood, Force, Silver, Elfin, Light, Crag, Fall, and Scald. Each one has a different use. The Blood rune will close your wounds and heal you. The Force rune will increase the power of your attacks. The Silver rune will allow you to fly at higher speeds. The Elfin rune deals rather electrifying damage. The Light rune, well, I think that's rather self-explanatory. The Crag rune makes you glow. Also, you're more approachable. The Fall rune will grant you resistance to minor forms of damage, and the Scald rune will make you a little bit harder to hit. This has been another use of the Identify spell.
All of it sounds good. Yeah, so the orb, like he just pulls out the orb and I hate to say this, I'm interested in both items. What's the price tag on these things?
I'm sorry, you're interested in the sword? Really?
Listen, I had a very nice weapon at one point. I did not realize that it could break. So, I'm in desperate need for some good steel right now.
Right.
You're doing his order, and I have nothing fancy on me right now, so I do need this. And if anything, I'll get a laugh out of my enemy before they,
I've never really been able to figure out what the orb could do, but I guess I could probably part with it for maybe 200, and I'll throw in the sword for free.
Simon, outside exterior Simon is like smiling, very pleasant. Inside, he's screaming bloody murder and crying blood right now. I don't have that.
How much do you have, Simon?
I'm not close, if that's what you're asking.
Gil will look over at the man.
We're low on funds. I don't even know how much 200 will get you, but about 50. It's a lot less, but that's all what we really have right now.
I can give you a little bit on my side as well, so how about you cut the price down to at least like 100 on me? I'm gonna be honest, who else is gonna be weird enough to get that? Points at the duck sword.
The sword I'll throw at you for 5. The orb stays with me.
Yeah, I need this piece of steel anyway. Sure, here, have your 5.
If it makes you feel better, you can come by and pick up the sword when I'm done with your friend's requests. I have a friend who can do some rune carving, maybe add an extra effect for you.
Sure. I still need to get their sizes anyway, so we'll be back.
Alright. And the two of you leave the shop.
I just lean into Gil like, I have no fucking way to pay for that shit. I need to at least start. I need to go somewhere for a bit and make that money appear. So can you handle on your own? Can you get the sizes of the kids? Get them settled. See what we can do. Get REITHA. She does need a little bit of padding, especially now since she's, making jazz hands of magic happening. I'll go and get some stuff for the group. For fun.
You said that to Gil, and he's already gone.
And, okay.
Vanished.
That's impressive. Oh, and I'll commit crimes to pay for these funds we need.
Go ahead and make me a perception check as you step outside, Simon.
22.
Yeah, it's 22. You see what looks like kind of a shimmer over the alleyway next to the blacksmith shop.
Curiosity killed the cat at one point, and I'm not that cat, so I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah, so you go over to the alleyway, and as you're approaching, you see somebody duck out, but it's like they passed through a curtain. You didn't see them walking through the alleyway before they ducked out.
Can I check the little area? See entrances, exits, where they went, came, gone, that type of deal.
You kind of reach into the alleyway, and your hand just disappears. You pull it back out, and it's there again. There's clearly some form of illusion spell here.
Concerning, intriguing. Let's see what's going on over here. And he just steps through.
Yeah, you step through, see a couple of people walking around, and there's just kind of a sign strung from wall to wall in the alley that has some writing on it. You're not really able to decipher what it means for a few moments, and then after looking at it, you realize you were taught a little bit of this during your days as a thief with the bleeding hearts, and you recognize it as thieves' cant, basically just marking this as an open market.
Time to go shopping. He just starts to walk through with a dagger hidden and his pocket change very tightly clutched on his hand. And he's going to see what's around, what's interesting.
So as you're looking around, for the most part, although it was advertised as a market, it mostly just looks like trash items just kind of thrown in barrels or chests. People are just kind of picking them up and paying whoever happens to be closest at the moment. It doesn't. There's very little order.
Can I do a read the room scenario here just to see like what the system, what there is no order, but there is a system happening somewhere. I would like to try to decipher what's happening.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight for me.
14 plus 6, 20.
Wait, so with the 20, at first glance, it looks like there's no order, but then you notice that there's a couple of the people who you've seen collect money kind of ducking into a door at the back of the alley, and you see that up above, watching this market through a window, there's some sort of shadowy figure. You can't make out their face, but they seem to be the one running it.
Well, time to make some friends and offer some services. Go towards the shadowy figure if I can get an audience, if I can.
Yeah, you start approaching the door. As you kind of step through, you feel something stop you. Just like one of your limbs is kept outside of the door frame at all points in time.
Which one is this? The one with the knife or the one with the money? Or is it like my foot?
It's just whatever limb. Like, you can pull one limb through and like it just one more just always stays outside, so you can't get past the doorway.
If I look in the room, do I see like a regular bedroom or something like that?
You just see a stairway going up.
I would like to knock on the doorway, asking permission to go up, using thieves' cant.
Yeah, you knock on the doorway kind of rhythmically, and a head kind of peeks down from upstairs. Who are you?
I'm someone looking for whoever's in charge here. Are you that one?
No.
It's kind of hard to come up here since my foot's stuck.
That's kind of the point. You're not a vendor.
You? But I am someone that's traveling and seeing it's such a lovely establishment and system you have going on here. I was thinking maybe extending that system a little further out and maybe helping me along the way.
His head kind of disappears into the room, and you feel yourself just pushed back out through the doorway.
Ah, I see. Well, oh well. No one likes the go-getter anymore.
There are still the barrels and chests around.
Yeah, no, I just checked one of the barrels just because of curiosity at this point.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a percentile.
Is that a 2? What is this? I got a 0, 0, and 2 on the D10. Is that a 2?
That is 2. As you're looking through the barrels and chests, most of these items are junk. Pretty much all of them, honestly. But you do notice just something that looks kind of like a black stick in one of the barrels. I mean, it looks fairly sturdy, maybe like some sort of metal. But you pick it up and it's much lighter than you would expect metal to be. But as far as you can tell, it just looks like a black stick.
I hit it in the back of my foot. Do I hear anything as I do it? Is it solid or hollow?
It just sounds solid.
Let's do one more to identify today.
Ah, yes. The identify spell. What you're holding... Well, that's interesting. I've never seen this before. It seems to be some form of weapon. And then the spell just cuts off.
The stick is a weapon, sure. I guess I just take this thing with me because I don't know what the hell this thing is. And I'm curious, maybe that wizard acquaintance of ours can figure this out. Grayson? Yes, Grayson will be the one to help us.
Yeah, you take the stick. As you think about just like kind of putting the stick on your belt, you see what looks like a small line just kind of hovering in the air in front of you. Something that definitely shouldn't be there. It wasn't there when you picked up the sword, but when you thought about actually taking the sword, that's when it showed up.
I grab it?
You kind of reach through and feel an empty space in there.
What the hell?
But your hand's not in front of you anymore. You just kind of like peer around it. You're obviously reaching into somewhere.
Can I stick my head through or no? I'm just curious.
Yeah, you stick your head through and you just see nothing. It's just black.
Okay.
But after a moment, your eyes adjust, and it looks like kind of a small pouch of some sort. You can see the walls.
I'm now more confused than ever. I'm not gonna lie to you. Clarifying here, John. There is a small hole that I'm more or less seeing in the fabric of space and time.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I just go around this thing, or is this something like on my person? I'm very confused right now.
No, it's just floating in the air in front of you.
Okay. I'm gonna think about it, and I'm just gonna put like a 10 gold through the hole and just see what happens.
Yeah, the gold disappears in the hole.
Why would you do that?
I don't know what the hole's for. That's the thing. I'm like, it's just
But why put money
Because-
in it? Of
because
all
time
things.
because people are greedy, and I thought something would happen.
Yeah, and you kind of reach back through it, and you pull the gold back out.
Okay. All right. Cool. Don't know what this hole is for. I'm now going to walk out of here, looking at this weird floating hole. And
Oh, it's
be
just
very
following you.
okay.
Did he take the sword?
I did.
Yeah,
Don't know what
he
it
has the
wants.
stick. He does have the stick, yes.
I don't know if this is above board here because my brain is shutting down here. Is this thing asking for sword or not? I'm confused here. Or do I have a cursed item that has a weird black hole next to me the entire way of this campaign? Help me.
It's a mini pocket dimension.
Yes, I knew it.
It's a mini pocket dimension. How do I make it go away, or is this asking for the sword?
You think about it going away, and it just disappears. Yeah, you kind of take one look back, and the shadowy figure's still in the window, and you see what looks like a flash of light where their eyes should be. And then it goes away, and you exit the alleyway. Shivani, what is REITHA doing?
Who's watching me right now? Who's, like, in the room with me?
Grayson.
Okay. I need some salt and sugar. Will you come with me? Downstairs?
What do you need them for?
I just want to cast, like, a little ritual, if that's okay. You can watch me the whole time.
What spell?
Augury. Do you know that spell? You don't seem like the kind of person who believes in, like, anything than yourself.
It's magic. I studied at the College of Alsahara for like 8 years. Yes, I know the spell.
Okay. Well, I need salt and sugar, because that's how I do it. Everybody does it differently.
Fine. Yeah, I'll be here to absorb whatever excess mana you discharge. Nobody gets struck by lightning again.
Thanks, I guess. Alright, well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna go downstairs to the tavern, like, bar mistress or whoever, and ask for, like, a cup of salt and a cup of sugar.
Yeah, they kind of look. The barkeep looks at you a little weird, but hands you like a small bowl of each.
Thank you! And I'll run upstairs. And is there a candle in the room?
There is, yes.
Okay, so with the salt and sugar, I'm gonna draw a semicircle. Just like a little one side salt and one side sugar for balance. And I'll set a candle in the center of the semicircle. Light it. I'll say to Grayson, this is how I saw my mom and father do it back in the day. Anyway, I'm gonna take the coin out and I'm gonna toss it and catch it, and on the third time I'm gonna let it drop onto the ground, and I'll do that, like, I'll ritually cast augury, and like setting that up will take 10 minutes, and doing all of that in that time. Anyway, I set crisscross applesauce in front of the semicircle with the half salt, half sugar, and the candle in the center. And I'll flip the coin a couple times and then let it drop on the ground. And think about the destination. I'm told I'm nobility. I don't believe it. My goddess has been weird, but it's hard for me to fully understand what's going on. So I'm just gonna say, I don't know the road ahead, my lady. And I don't know who you are fully. I think. But you've helped me so far, and you still have my allegiance. Will the road ahead bring weal or woe?
The coin in the middle of the circle begins to spin, and it lands on the fountain.
Does that mean weal or woe? Which is the heads or tails?
Roll me religion.
She wants me to know. 19.
This is probably something good.
Alright, one more thing. I don't know, I want to ask,
As you kind of are about to pick up the coin again, it begins spinning again, and kind of raises up in the air and slams down into the floor 3 times, making a triangle, a dent in the floor, and then lands on the side with the drop of water.
So that never happened with my father?
Grayson just slaps the the mana suppression cuff back on you.
I don't think it was me. I think it means something.
You got flung 20 feet into the air last night.
Also, if your people think that my medicine is bad...
Oh, we don't think we know.
Well, alright. Is there I know that there's, restoration spells that you can do. I know one for poison and sickness. But, I know, do you have, you must have a healer. You seem pretty, strong, I guess.
Yes, and normally this would be fine, except you've been inhaling a magical substance for, the past 10 years of your life, so... No, that won't work.
I feel like... Never mind.
No, speak your mind.
I mean, I don't know if you know, but this is kind of a lot of information, and I don't fully believe you. So, I don't know. You could be, nicer about it, I guess.
No, I think I'm alright.
I guess I'll still be mean to you anyway, so that doesn't matter. I can't get out of here.
Correct.
Simon won't help me.
No.
Can you tell me why you think I'm nobility?
Your necklace? It's something that noble houses do at birth. They bind it to the child with a drop of blood. It marks them if they're ever lost. The fact that this necklace is the regalia of the House Silver, and it's bound to your blood, marks you as a noble of the House Silver. Simple as that.
My mom said she gave it to me. She said her mom gave it to her. I thought it was special. I mean, I guess it is special, but... Thank you, I guess. I'm gonna take a nap. Don't have anything else to do.
A couple hours go by. You guys pick up the stuff from the blacksmiths. Gil gets the measurements for the kids. Gil, your passive is 20, right? Yeah, as you're kind of walking back to the blacksmith, just out of the corner of your eye, you think you see, a very large frog leg. But when you, actually turn to look at it, it's not there.
That's weird. Never saw that in the forest.
Hey everybody, John here. I just want to take a little bit of time to say thanks for listening to our podcast. This is something that we do with our spare time, and we're doing what we can to make it as good as it can be. If you want to stay up to date with all of our content, including some bonus content, you can follow us on social media, on Instagram at You can follow us on social media on Instagram at dungeondweebspod. If you'd like to submit some memes or some ideas, we also have a subreddit at /r/dungeondweebs. Last but not least, if you want to support us for as little as $5 a month, we have a Patreon. You can find this either directly at patreon.com/TDD podcast or through the link on our Instagram page. That's enough about that. Let's jump right back in. After you guys all collect everything that you need for the day, you set back off, and after a couple hours of travel, you arrive at Cairnhold. The sun has begun to set. A servant greets Basil as you all enter, and you're offered the guest house for the night. You all make your way to the guest house and split whatever beds are there. And Basil lets you guys know that in the morning, he, Dane, Lyra, and Ariel are going to continue on to take care of the bandit camp north of Red Keep, the bounty that they were offered before you attacked them. As you're just kind of setting up for the night inside the guest house, out the window, Simon, you see this. There's like a little 10-year-old kid kind of running out of the main house, and you see another woman kind of run after him, grab his hand, and drag him back inside. It's kind of scolding him.
Two things. For Basil, I want to speak to this person. And second, well, after I speak with him, I'm going to do the other one, which is a bit. So, yeah. So I'm just going to split and talk to, find Basil. Where would I find this person?
He's just kind of getting his pack ready for the morning to get back on the road.
Clean my throat, get his their attention.
Yeah, he looks up. Something you need?
Yeah, well, not need. I want to apologize for kids' outbursts. I know we've spoken in tense terms, and I feel like that was not correct. So I want to actually give a heartfelt apology of that shit show that just happened.
Has it been tense?
Well, it's been tense for us. Again, you outnumber us by a lot. But you're not what I thought you were. I thought you were, again, the worst scenario is played out, and it's not. So it was a pleasant surprise. I just want to say thank you for not slitting our throats when you finally took us down. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, normally that's not how we operate.
I don't know that. Again, I expected the worst. And you're decent people. At least what I can tell. So, what I'm trying to say is, if for some reason you have issues with those bandit camp, and we're still breeding by the next few hours, I'm assuming you're one of you guys that can do magic and send a messenger my way. I wouldn't mind giving you guys a help once in a while.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Alistair usually doesn't kill our guests. We'll probably be gone by the time all of you are up, so get some rest.
Right. Thanks, thanks a lot for not being upstanding folks.
You are very clearly not from Severn, otherwise you would probably know that.
I'm gonna go now. This is... Good night. A little later on, Simon's gonna play with the stick, and more or less just start weaving it around and just trying to figure out why the identify spell said it's a weapon. It's like, it's a stick, it's nothing else. And he's just going through, like, he's trying to see if it just turns into a weapon or something. It's like shaking it, like, like a bop it, like he's trying to bop it and see if it turns into something.
Yeah, you swing it around, and you find it's actually really well balanced, like a sword would be, not a stick. It's very weird.
Simon just stares at it, and just looks around to make sure no one sees him. Sword. He's doing it's like expecting something to happen when he says that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
13 plus 2? 15?
Yeah, you kind of just inspect the stick a little bit closer, and on one end you find kind of like a groove that's about the size of your fingernail.
Or press it? Or like mess with it? What is this?
You press your thumb against it, and you feel like a little prick on your finger. And you see the drop of blood is absorbed into the stick, and you see a very fine line appear. The stick kind of seems to get a little bit longer and then shorter, and kind of changes shape a little bit, and part of it begins to fall away and reveals a blade. And unlike normal metal, the sword kind of has a blue sheen to it. Almost looks like crystal rather than metal. And as you kind of swing it around a couple of times, it feels perfectly balanced for you, even better than it was before.
Weird. I used identify one last time because I think that's all I can do right now.
Yeah, you cast the Identify spell. This time you don't hear a voice, but you see some runes light up on the blade. And they are in Celestial.
Huh.
And the runes read Dawn's Ballad.
Simon looks very enamored by this blade and also very confused and a little weirded out. And he starts thinking about that little portal that popped up in the shop. Does that pop up?
It does.
Simon's trying not to scream in the room he's in right now. He's doing that like when your roommates are on the other side of the. You're trying not to like shout. It's one of those ones like, oh, what the fuck? Ah.
You just hear a knock on the door. Simon?
Yeah?
You alright?
No, we good.
Heard a noise.
We good. I stubbed my toe.
You don't
I stubbed my
sound
toe.
Good. Can I come in?
Sure. He just puts the damn weapon away.
Yeah, you put it back in the hole. The hole disappears. And Lyra walks in.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you? You've been quiet for a while.
Yeah, I don't usually have many things to say. We're heading out in the morning. Just wanted to say don't die before we get back.
That's fair. That's very fair. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing with these two anymore. Thank you. Yeah. I've talked to your boss. More or less, letting him know if y'all need help. Well, I got nothing better to do. I'm willing to help since y'all didn't do the worst to us when, Yeah. Yeah,
Right, well, I'm gonna go get some rest. And she turns like a little bit too fast and just rams directly into the doorframe.
Oh, you good?
Yep. Fine. And
Okay.
she just walks out the door and closes it behind her.
The moment the door closes, I just picture the portable hole. Does that appear?
Yeah, it shows back up.
I do the little flailing like yes, trying to keep quiet. Just pull the weapon out, then leave it back in there like yes, I fucking win. That's the bit.
Anyways, you all lay down for the night. Morning comes around. Basil, Dane, Lyra, and Ariel have already set off.
The first thing I do is take off the magic bracelet and throw it on the fucking ground.
I just look at you and just say no, you put that back on.
No!
You feel some pain in your chest.
Ow! Fine!
Put the bracelet back on and it goes away.
You are trying to get yourself killed.
But you do notice that the pain wasn't as bad as it was before.
What if I can just ride it out? I can ride it out. I'm strong.
At the expense of our lives?
Oh.
And yours?
I mean, I do know how to bring people back, but it's expensive.
Yeah, Grayson just opens the door. Did you take the bracelet off?
No, it's on. Look.
So I didn't just feel a large amount of mana coming from the room.
No, you must be mistaken.
You just see like a light blue hand just fly out from his palm, just flicks you on the nose, then he closes the door. Yeah, you guys are given some breakfast, befitting of a noble's house, and after you guys are done, a servant comes to collect you, Simon, to take you to Lord Alistair.
I have a question just because I'm very curious. How does Gil handle fancy breakfast? This is noble food. This is the ta-ta stuff.
Like, how fancy are we talking?
This is like your 4-star hotel continental breakfast buffet style.
Yeah, he's looking at it, pulls out a ration.
Eat too many of this stuff and you'll go soft.
Grace is just staring at REITHA the entire breakfast.
Yeah, he's feeding Varuna bacon.
It's just a cat.
Yeah, he's fully disregarding for
It's just a cat.
Could care less.
If at one point, if I notice him staring at me, I'll throw a piece of sausage at him.
The mage hand just plucks it out of the air.
Is there a problem tonight? What's going on today?
I'll whisper to Simon, I think I have a nemesis.
Don't you do that all the time, though?
No, it's specifically him. He's my
doesn't-
nemesis.
He's been helping you not blow yourself up. You really need to.
No, he's my nemesis.
He's currently eating a chocolate croissant.
What is this orange liquid?
I think it's juice.
Oh,
I think it's like a fruit squeezed. So that's juice. It tastes good.
Gil drinks it.
Take a drink. It's definitely a mimosa.
Can I have some?
I was going to finish this myself. I don't have enough to share.
Eventually, a servant comes and collects Simon, and he escorts you to the main house and leads you into a study where you see a man with he's not old. He seems fairly young, probably just a couple years older than you. But his hair is like purely white. And as the servant closes the door, he looks up. So, you must be the Simon that I've heard so much about.
I guess so. I'm a bit of a disadvantage. Who are you? Exactly.
Lord Alistair Silver. Although, please call me Alistair. The whole Lord thing is more of a formality than anything.
I see. Forgive me for saying this. I expected someone a little bit more, older. But, it's a pleasure, sir. Nice to meet you.
Please don't call me sir.
I'm gonna can I do an insight check real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I want to read his demeanor on protocol of nobilities and stuff like that. I want to see if this guy's a stickler or not, or he's just lying or is he telling the truth that stop doing the formality thing, or he's doing that, trying to get a read off of me. 17.
Yeah, you can tell, like, he expects some respect, but he does dislike the formalities.
Sorry about that. Again, I'm not used to dealing with those above a crust like that. At least,
No problem. And do you prefer Simon or Duncan? Lyra gave me 2 different names.
Simon's fine.
So, I was told you might have some information about the rest of your party.
We'll REITHA. Yes. A bit of a shock on that one, but what would you like to know?
I understand she had a pendant of House Silver on her, bound to her, nonetheless.
Yes, it seems so. First time I've seen it.
How did you come to meet the child?
Like anyone else, wandering in the streets. She was by herself, about to be assaulted by one of our best and brightest.
Huh. And where was this?
It was a small town by Ciridina. The name escapes me. It's been so long.
It's a rather long ways away to have a pendant of House Silver.
Yeah. It's, listen, I don't know if that's really hers or this is a bad case of enchanting and someone's doing a little tampering on your side.
Grayson's told me that from initial findings that it was bound to her. It can be faked, of course, but we'll do some more extensive tests to find out if she is who we
forgive
think
me,
she is.
I have to ask this, though. Does she look like anyone that you know? Someone's child? Your child? I hate to say that.
My son? No. Although I guess there wouldn't be too many features to tell between. Although she does look like my wife when she was younger. Kind of uncanny, but nonetheless.
Would she, by chance, have a sister? Maybe that might be the case, if they're even related.
No, as far as I know, she was an only child. Her mother disappeared.
Simon gets, what are the odds type of face. What's the story with that, sir? I'm sorry, but I just had a thought, and you know how trying these times are, so her mother disappeared, and how she just left home and never came back.
Catherine was sick, so she was left with the nursemaid at the Standish household. When her mother didn't come back and her father died in a duel, she was given as a ward to her uncle, Brom Galanor, and when she was old enough, we were married as a form of politics. Love came after.
Why are you speaking to me specifically? I mean, the other one, Gil, and REITHA herself could speak to you. Why do you...
Well, you were the first one to interact with the child, so I figured you would be able to give a little bit more background. Clearly, you don't know as much as I thought you might have, but...
I'm just here to taking care of her. That's it. Well, trying to keep her out of trouble, but it's been interesting lately.
Yes, well, we'll be conducting the tests later tonight. There should be some fresh clothes and a bath drawn for you and the guest house when you get back to your room.
Wait, what's wrong with my clothes?
If you have to ask the question.
Good point. I will see myself out now.
As you're walking out the door, another woman walks in holding a book. What's your passive perception?
16.
And as you pass her by, you get just that flash of your mentor's dying face as you see her, like you saw a ghost, and then she closes the door behind her.
Simon just stops walking and looks again like he's seeing a ghost at the door, and he looks a little wide-eyed and just goes back, but in a slower pace now, trying to understand what he just saw.
Yeah, you make your way back to the guest house. You see Reggie is in new clothes, just kind of out in the courtyard, talking to the younger boy that you saw earlier the night before, along with what looks like maybe a sword master or something. Yeah, and you get back to the guest house. There are some fresh clothes and a bath ready for you.
Yeah, Simon's going to take that bath and be very confused at what he just saw. And, yeah, doesn't know what to do with that stuff right there.
Yeah, and you guys are kind of left to your own devices for most of the day. Eventually, REITHA is taken away to do some tests that go fairly late into the night. And you're outside the door, just kind of in the courtyard. The sun's beginning to set, and you see what might be the same woman from before, kind of walking across the courtyard into what seems to be a more secluded section of the manor. There doesn't seem to be too many people over there.
Simon will stealthily follow. Kind of. He needs to confirm what he just saw. It's been bothering him most of the day.
Yeah, and then you finally get to the same area she was at. You see her turn left into a small gap between the buildings, and as you turn that same corner, you see she's not there, but there is a collapsed guard on the ground.
I'm eyeballing the area now. I'm looking for this person. I'm tracking now.
Yeah, you don't see her.
I grab the guard, like, hey, buddy, wake up.
And he just kind of opens his eyes, kind of. They're just refocusing.
Hey, come
on. He looks a little pale, and you see a little bit of blood on his neck. Not a lot, but it's there.
I move the hand I was tapping him with. I'm gonna slowly just move his head to the side just to see the wound that is causing that blood.
Yeah, and his eyes he just kind of falls out of consciousness again, and you hear a very familiar voice from behind you. I was wondering if it was you. Hello again, Jackie boy.
Simon just drops the guard and just slowly turns to the voice. Not making a sound, but he wants to confirm with his own eyes what he just heard. You're supposed to be dead.